Cosmetics and the creative director of Gourmet magazine did to make over their historic brownstone. It's chic and clean and oh so current. The dominant feature in the foyer is obviously this painting.
When we bought it, we didn't know if it could really fit in the apartment, and unfortunately it couldn't fit in our front door, so we had to take it up to the parlor floor, have it lowered from the back of the building and bring it through the back of the apartment. So if we ever move from this apartment, it has a long way to travel.
It's almost perfect that it's the exact size of the wall. I mean, you know, it really fits that space perfectly.
They'd already done a series of apartments in the past, and each step they'd taken was basically more and more minimal. So when we got here, this was a good chance to really do whatever you want to. This apartment's very much about not seeing stuff, about basically concealing stuff. Everything's here, but it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be in your face.
Now this seems to be a hidden door. Where does this lead to?
This is sort of the private, it's the office. The office takes you into the dining room. You know, you can walk straight into the office, or you can make another turn and go into the living rooms.
Then we also have a pocket door that was built so that, again, we can close off the living room if we want to, or we can go into the living room if you want, if you'd like to.
What shade of white were you thinking for this room?
Oh, please.
A clean, simple, bright white.
The same white as in the rest of the apartment. I know, it makes it easy. You pick one color and use it.
Run with it.
That's right.
This is basically an 1860s building, and somebody had come along and put, in about 1932, had put an additional space on the back. No one had done any work since to the building, so a lot of what we were doing is coming in and stripping away the layers that people had built over the years. And there's only one thing that we've left, is basically there's a fireplace which I guess would have been here from 1860.
This is original to this building?
This was original to the building.
And it was in this room?
It was in this room. It was kind of the only thing
in this place
we loved in terms of architectural detail.
And I love the look of the old, classic, traditional marble fireplace with the very modern art.
We like kind of contrast, as you know, in the apartment. And this is, as you said, it's a very kind of a bit overdone mantle in the simplicity of this 1970s piece of cast acrylic sculpture. We kind of like the way stuff goes together, and I actually think it helps each other too.
You obviously have a collection of very important furnishings and almost museum quality. What is your biggest splurge?
The Charlotte Perriand bookcase.
It's an interesting piece actually in that nothing is glued together or screwed together. They're all loose pieces of wood, so that we have kind of a master plan in terms of how it was originally supposed to be put together by Charlotte.
Probably the reason there are no books on it is because it's so beautiful as an object in itself.
It's sculpture now.
And the furnishings all seem to be about 2 inches from the ground.
Well, you're tall.
They're the height of your heels.
Should we try it?
Sure. Can you do it?
Oh, now just try to get up. You know, it's sort of, once you're down, you get to stay in for a long time. It keeps you there. All the time. Actually, it's an incredibly easy kitchen to work in.
Even though it's small, it's incredibly functional to kind of cook in.
Functionality is the best part of it. I think, you know, things look fantastic, but they work so much better than they ever did. Things like the range hood that disappears.
The refrigerator's over there, and actually it's hidden away, and that's what I think is great about the kitchen. We tried to design it so that everything was basically hidden away until you really needed to use it.
And you have one piece of art in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the theme with the acrylic sculptures that we own. This one is done by an artist named Vasa, and it's the only color in the kitchen except for the food and the people that are in the kitchen, you know, enjoying themselves.
The lighting that we've used, you know, wall washes right the way through in a really simple way. You know, the lighting is really supposed to disappear in the best way it can.
What's this light over the table?
It's done by a Belgian designer, which we just like the very simplicity of it. It's almost like a draftsman's light. This is a vintage Knoll table, and we've actually had chairs with it, but we decided we wanted something even simpler, so we found a woodworker who actually matched the flitches in the wood and did 2 benches for us.
And what are these 2 frame pieces here?
Those are mine. They were a gift. James actually gave them to me, and I covet those. I mean, you know, we talked about the bookshelf, but these to me are the most amazing. They're Angelo Testa sketches that were for fabric designs.
Quite often you see people put, you know, paintings on walls, and, you know, and put it, you know, 6 foot off the ground or whatever. You know, I like, you know, that fact of breaking, you know, the rule, and that piece is completely, you know, height no one would even consider. But it really relates well to the furniture.
They're Gaetano Pesce chairs. They're original Up series.
And one of the only colorful things in your apartment.
My shirt.
Well, I mean, it must have been hard to commit to red.
Red's not color. Red's just like a, you know, red's red. The space is white, but the things in it, you know, there's a bit of color. How's that? We love color. You just can't tell.
And tell me about the bed.
Richard was working on a shooting, and he had a stylist there, and she knew this guy from Woodstock that actually made furniture out of really great pieces of wood.
It's rough, it has no finish on it, and, you know, we love the bed. And the dogs, as you can see, totally love it.
That's great to hear, because a lot of people might look at this space and see it as this very precious environment, but you know, the dogs are here, they're jumping up and down on the bed.
And we made it for us dog-proof.
With terrazzo floors, I mean, they just kind of can't destroy them, and it is their house too.
And what is this very artistic lump of
It's a
organic?
lump of coal.
It's a lump. Did you get it for Christmas?
What are you trying to say?
We're bad, yeah.
It wouldn't fit in the stocking. This is too big. You can't even move it.
No, we like the organic, again, the organic quality to the material, and it's kind of a beautiful patina to it.
I just think this apartment, for what it is the best example of what it could have been. I guess, you know, we made the right decisions for them the first time.
This is a cool sink.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's like a trough, a water trough.
Yes, we may have dogs, but it's a horse trough.
No, actually, we did it out of, we fabricated it out of corian. We wanted this idea of not small individual sinks, but one really long, expansive idea.
The glass, it's looking out onto the garden.
It's great to, I mean, it's kind of great to just have this piece of outside. How many people have, like, you know, a full floor-to-ceiling view of outside from their bathroom?
And are you sure the bamboo is high enough so that the neighbors can't see into the bathroom?
Not really. You know, we're pretty sure. We're pretty sure.
Yeah.
We're comfortable with it. And if you're not, we have blinds.
And they're both in very stressful jobs, and you know, I think this really gives them a fantastic escape from, you know, the way they spend their days. I think having the garden as part of their bedroom and so forth really helps as well. You know, this ends up being like coming home to a tropical resort more than anything else.
It looks very architectural, and it really relates well to the interiors. What were you thinking?
We wanted it to be architectural in the way the concrete was laid in the actual layout, but we wanted it to kind of feel really natural and overgrown in terms of the way the plants were put in. What's nice about it is, like, when you wake up in the morning, because our bedroom is back here, you're able to kind of see what's going on with the weather, and it's kind of really nice to see green in the city, which is a very rare commodity.
It's almost like Malibu meets Manhattan.
It kind of is in some way, because actually the space was designed so that it flows indoor-outdoor.
Tell me honestly, I mean, this must be a lot of work to maintain.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
You're kidding, Richard.
Not for me.
Is this how it's been through the whole design?
No, I'm a garden fanatic, and I do try really hard to kind of keep the stone white. It's just
It can be done.
I have. It can be done, yes.
So tell us how you designed the layout of the garden.
We designed it so that there'd be 2 kind of separate rooms to feel that way, and the bamboo itself growing really lushly would help us kind of block the view into the bedroom. So you have this separate part, which is kind of our private part, then you come out here where we've got the table, and then you know, it continues out here with the trees and the lushness, and so you kind of have two separate feelings as you walk through the space. We basically got this dining table because we loved how rustic it was and the contrast between the stark whiteness and the modern quality, and it's raw and it gets, you know, ruined by the elements, and we loved that tactile quality about it.
When this was designed and built, you were supposed to be able to sit on these
Long bench line,
long
yeah.
bench line, and it's kind of now so overgrown that basically you'd have to pull some chairs out here to be able to have dinner, which we do have stored away.
Well, I think this is the perfect opportunity. We've all worked hard today. Let's get those chairs out and have a little alfresco dinner.
Sounds
All
good
right,
to
break
me.
out the china, let's go.
And coming up next, a simple architectural solution for living with surf, sand, and sun.